Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Angie, the Millennial Relationship Guru, and I am also the founder of Love Inspiry LLC, where our mission is to build more powerful, more transparent, and more durable relationships. And we do that by helping couples overcome their relationship adversity, as well as preparing individuals to enter healthy relationships. Tell me in the comments below what has been the best marriage advice you've ever received from anybody. I want to hear from you. And stick around as I give you my best marriage advice. Let's talk love. It was really important that we did this video, or that I did this video about the best marriage advice, because guidance is so significant in success. We have to be willing to utilize the resources. You know, you get guidance from books, you get guidance from YouTube videos, something you're watching right now. You get guidance from expanding your knowledge. And long story short, growing up, I always knew my husband and I would end up together. It was just meant to be. And we are still together, 17 years in a relationship, 14 years married, and we are happy, we're healthy, we're content with one another. But that journey there was not easy. Getting married young, getting married at 18 years old, let me tell you, it was met with much opposition, as you can imagine. I didn't have the support that I needed, the guidance that I needed to succeed. I had to figure it out on my own. I had to pray about it. I had to make mistakes. I had to, fumble the ball. I had to do all of that to get to where I am today. And so I feel like it's important for me to share what I have learned along the journey. So this is my best marriage advice for you. It's my experience and what I've learned in this journey. The first point I want to make is keep outsiders out of your business. And this is the mistake that I made in my marriage in the beginning. Every single time we had a fight, I would call home and tell everybody about it. I'm upset, I'm angry, this, that, and the third. And it does nothing but fuel the fire, especially when you have people that aren't supportive of your marriage and you're calling them, telling them that it's not working and you're unhappy and this blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't work. Keep outsiders out. Protect your marriage. One thing that we have to do is we have to talk to one another instead of talking to others. We have to keep our business within ourselves, because the issue is with whatever it is going on. It's not with anybody else, and nobody else can fix that for you. You have to come together as a couple and say, hey, I want to make this work. I want to resolve the issue. I want to resolve whatever it is that is impeding on our success to get us from point A to point Z. What can we do? You can't do that talking to other people. You can't do that bringing people into your business, especially people that's not giving you solutions. You know, you can get advice, you can get guidance, but you want to get it from people that are going to give you, first of all, people that are not biased, and people that are going to give you sound advice, real action steps to say, this is what you've done or need to do. I've experienced this, and here's A, B, and C of what you need to do to rectify the issue. And this goes for the opposite sex too. I think people, it's okay to have friendships with the opposite sex, but there should be boundaries with that. A lot of the times people tell opposite sex people or somebody they may have dated what is going on in their marriage. And this is a huge no-no. I don't know if you guys remember Soul Food when Bird went to her ex-boyfriend about getting a job for Lynn. You know, that causes friction. You know, you are in a marriage, you are in a union with the two of you. The twain becomes one flesh. The twain doesn't become one flesh with other people. The twain, the husband doesn't leave mother and father. Wife doesn't leave mother and father just to run back to him and tell him stuff. So from my experience, save yourself the drama, save yourself the trouble, because when you're over the situation, I can guarantee you, your family is going to be not over it. And then you have jealous family members that are going to want to throw your drama up in your face when they see you doing well. So you have to keep that at bay and remember that.
Everybody does not mean you well.
My point number 2, listen to understand. So as a young wife, as you probably can imagine, I was not listening to understand my husband. I was listening to hear Angie talk. literally, to just to hear myself talk. I wanted to be right, and he was wrong about everything. You have to be willing to have compassion. You have to be willing to say the resolution is more important than me being right. You know, one thing that we have to realize is peace is not about being right. It's not about proving your point. It's about being on one accord. How can we compromise? How can we come together to have a peaceful union?
Listen to understand.
Don't fight each other. So this is another thing that I made a mistake with. Your partner is not your enemy. And if you feel like they're your enemy, you might want to find a new partner. The competition is not against each other. You guys are a team. Work together as a team. Don't compete. Also, one thing, when you listen to one another, when you are listening to understand, you naturally grow. Our growth didn't happen until we started listening to one another, and listening with an ear to say, okay, she needs this, he needs this. What can I do to adjust and change the situation so she can get what she needs, and vice versa, he can get what he needs? That's what you have to do. You have to understand that growth happens in your understanding. Just like when you're going to school, you grow through school, you graduate to the next grade because you have an understanding of what's happening, what's taking place. You have an understanding of X equals 6. Or XYZ, whatever the number was, or algebra was. You know, you have an understanding so you can graduate to the next level. And that's the same thing that happens in your relationship. When you choose to understand each other, you are naturally going to grow. Main point number 3 is to build your relationship as a team, as a unit.
Okay? As a unit.
And one way you can do this is don't take it as a personal attack. And don't take communication that doesn't sound how you want it to sound as a personal attack. Your partner is more likely not attacking you. They're attacking the issue. They're attacking the problem. And I think sometimes we can tend to, and this happens in my relationship too, this can tend to affect how you communicate to one another because you're looking at it as an attack on you when it's not. It's very narcissistic to have somebody communicate their feelings to you and you dismiss them, or you get offended because it's not what you want to hear. You have to be willing to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, and indifferent. You have to be willing to hear what your partner desires. That's part of how you maintain your relationship, how you keep the relationship satisfied, how you keep the relationship thriving. You have to be willing to talk about things that are just not very comfortable to talk about. You have to be willing to communicate. Like you do the positive, you have to communicate the negative. You have to hold one another accountable for your actions. You are accountable for your actions. How you treat your partner, how you love your partner, how you give your partner what they need, how you show appreciation to them. You are accountable for that. That's something that you give your partner, and we have to start building relationships like that. Building relationships that are trying to make each other better. Because that's ultimately what's happening. We're trying to make each other better. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves so we can be the best in the relationship. Number 4, never give up. And this happens to be my favorite piece of advice because I'm a living testimony to what happens in your marriage when you don't give up. My husband and I have been through it, okay? We've been separated. Earlier, this was back when I was still a teenager.
Stupid.
But it happened. We've been separated. We've had to sleep in motels. We've had lights cut off. We've had car repossessed. We've had a lot of stuff happen to us. We've dealt with immaturity. We've hit some low blows. We've been through it, but we came out on the opposite end stronger. We worked through the immaturity. We worked through the tidbits and the control and the who's right. We worked through all that. We never gave up on each other. And part of the reason why we were able to never give up on each other is because our foundation was strong. We knew we were meant to be. We built friendship. We built honesty in a relationship. We built a strong connection. We had a strong connection with one another, and we still do to this day because we never gave up. If you give up, you'll never get to your destination. That's why they always tell you small steps are better than no steps, because time is going to keep moving. You have nothing but time anyway, so you might as well just keep going, keep working at it, and then never giving up. You have to put in that work. You have to say,
hey, listen,
I want this to be a bomb marriage. I want us to have what I know we can have. And that was part of my mistake. I just went into the marriage knowing, oh, we're meant to be, it's gonna work out. You know, I don't need to do anything because, you know, I just know I've known all my life we were gonna end up married.
No.
You still have to put in that work. You still have to put in that effort each and every day to get it there. And I feel like that's a lot of the, you know, why our relationship was in so much turmoil and upside down at some point with, you know, with the financial stress, because we weren't putting in work. We thought it would just come effortlessly because we weren't meant to be. You know, just because you're meant to be somewhere doesn't mean you don't have to work for it. You know, Jeff Bezos is meant to be where he's at with Amazon, but that doesn't mean that he can't put in the work because God says he's going to be a CEO of Amazon. No, he still has to put in the work. Faith without works is dead. So never give up. Always try to do your best, be your best. Always see what you can change. Always see where you can adjust. Always see where you can correct yourself. Never give up. And I promise you, when you don't give up, you will see the fruits of your labor. When you plant good seed, you will see the fruits of your labor. You will see good fruit come out of that garden. And I'm telling you, because I know I've been through it. And last, but certainly not least, don't do tit for tat. Two wrongs don't make a right. We've all heard it as a child, but it's so true in adulthood, and it's so true in marriage. Two wrongs don't make a right. So if your partner has done wrong, there's no need for you to do it. Just today, my husband got on my nerves. He did something that I didn't like, but I normally fix him breakfast in the morning. Now, flesh was like, I'm not gonna make him that breakfast. But you know what? I got up and I made him a full-blown chicken sausage patties, turkey bacon, waffles, and a side of fruit, just because that's what I do. I could have been petty. I could have said, I'm not gonna do this because you pissed me off last night.
No.
That's tit for tat, and that does nothing but escalate the situation. So know that, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier about having peace in your relationship. It's about being on one accord. Don't tit for tat. It does not lead you anywhere, but it just causes a bigger stir. So always be willing to rise above the situation, especially if it's a little situation, if it's not that serious. Like that situation that happened with us last night, it was very minimal. It was not do or die. It was not going to impede on anything that we were trying to do in life. It was something completely, I don't want to say it was irrelevant, but it was something very minimal for what's happening right now in our life. It was very, very minimal. So we didn't need to have it escalate. It was just, I said what I said. Let's move on from the matter. I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm not going to be petty in situations. And that's overall what I'm saying. Don't be petty. Don't throw jab for jab. Just move on from the situation. And I know that takes a lot of self-control. I know that takes a lot of being the bigger person, but that's what you have to do to de-escalate or not have situations even go to where they could go. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like what you saw, please join the fam and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also give us a thumbs up and leave a positive comment below. To talk one-on-one with me, you can visit loveinspiry.com for a list of our services, and you can also pick up our book titled Vow Triumph. The subtitle is Breaking Down the Marriage Vows. It's available in the Amazon and our website, www.loveinspiry.com. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one.